Hello guys, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard about IQ before? In Portuguese, we say QI. IQ means intelligence quotient, and it's a way of measuring your intelligence. IQ is a score that can measure things like your logical reasoning, word comprehension, math skills, abstract thinking, and etc. As examples of people with very high IQ, we could say Albert Einstein or Stephen Hawking. You have probably heard about IQ before, but have you ever heard about EQ? EQ stands for Emotional Quotient, and it's related to your emotional intelligence. I have the impression that more people know about IQ than EQ, but do you know that EQ can be even more important? For example, this research says that over 70% of employers valued emotional intelligence in an employee over IQ. This means that if you want to have a good job in the future, it's probably going to be more important for you to have EQ than to have a high IQ. And that's why today we're going to talk a little bit more about this topic. We can divide emotional intelligence into 5 topics to make it easy for us to understand. These topics are self-awareness, self-management, empathy, social skills, and motivation. Let's look a little bit closer. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand our emotions and reactions. Oftentimes in life, we don't stop to look a little bit deeper into our own selves. We are too much focused on living life and doing things, but maybe we don't stop to observe what we are really feeling. For example, sometimes we can act a little bit more cold or mean to our friends without even noticing. And this might be because we are having problems in other areas of our lives and we are just taking it out on something else. So it's important to understand how we feel to different situations and how we react to these feelings. The second topic talks about self management. This is the ability to manage our feelings and reactions. Let's say you need to make a presentation and you're feeling anxious before presenting because you're afraid that something might end out wrong. But you prepared yourself and you're ready for the presentation, so there is no need to feel worried. Self management helps you to handle better the situations. Number 3, empathy. Empathy is the ability to deeply understand and relate to other people's emotions. This means you can put yourself in someone else's place and really feel what this person is feeling. This way, you can better understand other people and better relate to them. Let's say, for example, your friend is sad because she had a problem with her parents. And you don't know how this is exactly because you don't have a problem with your parents. But if you have empathy, you can try to feel better what she must be going through. And this way you're probably gonna be better in comforting her. And as a consequence, this might be better for your relationship with her also. And this leads us to the fourth topic, that is social skills. This ability helps us to relate to others in social situations, negotiate conflict, work better as a part of a team, and lead other people. And for the last topic, there is motivation. In my opinion, this one is one of the hardest ones. Basically, this is the ability to use our emotions in order to make us feel motivated to do the things that we need to do and to continue doing it until we achieve our goals. For example, it's easier to understand that you need to study for a test, but to really feel motivated enough to do it can be a little bit harder. Or you can read our research and understand that meditation every day can help you with your anxiety. But to be disciplined enough to really do it every day can be a little bit harder. If you're able to develop these things, you can get a lot of benefits, like physical and mental well being, better relationships, less conflict in your life, and more success in general. You can think that it's very hard to develop emotional intelligence, and sometimes it might be. But it's like any other skill in life. It's easier to understand if you think of something that you can visualize. So let's say you want to go to the gym. Can you take 50 kilograms on the bench press if you never went to the gym before? Probably you can't. But if you commit to it and train a little bit every day, after some time you're going to be able to do it. And if you continue doing this along years, you are probably going to be able to do even more. So it's not different with emotional intelligence. In the beginning, it's a little bit hard to be good, but if you continue doing this, you're going to become a little bit better every day. And with time, you can become very great at it. So, to help with this, I'm going to give you little tips that might be useful. So the first thing, observe your feelings. Sometimes we're just too busy doing a lot of things and we might ignore our feelings a little bit. So from now on, try to pay attention more to yourself. Try to observe what makes you happy, sad, or stressed. Try to look closer on how you feel in different situations. Try to know yourself better. If you want, you can even write it down somewhere. For example, I took a bad grade in my exam and this makes me really angry. This is the first step. Second step is trying to respond, not to react. When we react, we behave in an unconscious way. It is like an automatic pattern that we develop. But when you are aware of your emotions, you can have more conscious respond to different situations. So let's say, for example, your friend is being annoying, and maybe your automatic example is to yell at your friend and start a fight. But if you stop to think, you might ask yourself, do I really need to yell at my friend? Is this going to help me? Maybe the best is to take a deep breath and explain to your friend why you are annoyed, and maybe you can solve the situation together. This is an example of responding to situations instead of just reacting. And the third and last tip for you is stay humble at all times. When you believe that you are always better than other people, you don't see your own flaws. And this way, it's very hard to evolve. If you don't believe that you have faults, you believe that there is nothing to get better. And it's not true, because you can always commit mistakes and you can always get better. When you believe you're always right, you're more likely to get emotional about things when you don't meet your expectations. So for example, you believe that you're going to do well on a test, or you believe that your friends are always going to appreciate you. But if you do bad on the test, or if your friend don't appreciate you, you have two ways of handling it. One is thinking that nothing of this was because of your fault and you don't have anything to change on your behavior. And the other way is to really try to see how you can get better and how can you avoid the situations. So you can see how you could study better next time for the test, or you can see how you can be a better friend so your friends are going to appreciate and value you more. These are some examples. So these are some tips that I brought for you today. But you can find others. So feel free to search about it, and if you find something interesting, please share with us. Emotional intelligence can be learned. It's a lifetime process, but it's never too late to learn anything. It just takes some observation and practice. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this information and I hope you can use this in a great way. See you next class.